Hey. Miguel Lloyd, host of Light Full Circle Radio. And man, it's been a while since y'all have seen this logo right here. And there's a reason for that. One, because I had to give my girls some space. As you guys know, who've been hanging out with me for a while, between, man, going back to Block Talk Radio, I have had one co host and one co host only for the last 10, 11 years, almost 11 years, right? And so we went really hard for a good 6 or 7, like consistently every Wednesday, or it was every Saturday. And I caught this dope chick real early. Kind of took her under my wing, and I said, "This is my little sister." And I said, "Well, we gonna hang." And we ain't gonna go back. Y'all gonna go back to some of them old shows to figure out how I first started off. But um, so she hit me up, and she was just like, "All right, cool. Here's the thing." She hit me up like 2 weeks ago, like, "Yo, we gotta get back on the air." And there's really, outside of my wife, too many people I don't say no to, and she is one of them. And I got to bring in my sis. What's up? And now I know that thing didn't just lock up on us that quick out the gate. Hold on, what's going on? Okay, there you go.
Am I working?
There we
Pretty
go.
good.
There we go. What's up, super
Well, it worked out
producer?
because I was about to cry anyway. Thank
Wh-
you. I'm so happy to be here. I miss being on the show with everybody and talking to all the people.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, the super producer. So as I mentioned, this is Kia. For you, some of y'all may not know. If you do know, y'all know this is my peoples right here.
Everybody knows.
And
Everybody knows this point. If you see a woman standing next to Miguel that's not Tracy, it's me. It's always going to be me.
yeah. Especially on this screen right here, you better believe it. It's gonna be, yeah. And so, she hit me up a couple weeks ago. So you're right on the screen now. So you hit me up a couple weeks ago. You was like, "Yo, it's time to get back on," and I was just like, "Okay," because the only reason
Kanye
why
had
we
me
haven't,
heated.
huh?
Kanye. I was like, no, I need to talk to somebody about this. I'm losing my
Yeah, yeah,
mind. Talk
yeah,
to
and, and,
somebody.
and and that's the thing. So this is like, it's kind of therapy for the two of us. Like, we get on his air and we get to talking about whatever's going on in the world, and people like to engage and they like to check us out and they like to comment and all that good stuff. And so we hope you're gonna jump in. It's Sunday. Football season is over. I'm still loving my hoops, but it's just my Lakers suck this year. And so it's like, okay, we got folk. What's up, family? They already.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
And
Dijon.
I'm personally really quick. I'm so glad that football season is over. Like, I shout out to all of my football widows out there who they're on Sundays. It's like you don't even exist unless you're bringing a beer or food. No one cares. No one cares that you're there.
Well, we care. And see, here's the thing about me with Trey being a Packers fan. At least I know if the Packers are on, she'll be engaged. You got your red cup. So you didn't had the kids and everything. So now you back to the red cup.
I'm not breastfeeding, so I'm good. Like, here.
Yo, well, you know what? Cheers to you. It's Sunday.
Cheers. Sunday. It's Sunday, people. And you know what? Hopefully, me and Miguel can start doing this again consistently on Sunday now that football season is over. Now, once football season
Now, once
starts
it's
back
time
up,
to know, I'm just letting you know, y'all gonna be looking for a new time that we'll be coming on, because once football season comes back around, I will have to be like, let's figure this out. But let's talk a little bit before we get into what we normally
okay.
do, is hot topics and all that good stuff. How's the motherhood thing going on? How you feeling it?
Oh, I hate it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, here's the thing. I love my children. It's an
Mm-hmm.
amazing blessing to have my 16-year-old. He's doing so. Devin's doing great, and the twins
Yeah.
are almost. It's almost been a year.
Wow.
Thank you. Deep black man side. It's almost
Yeah.
been a year, and it
Yeah.
blows me away. But motherhood is hard. So for a lot of women, like, oh, I wish I had a baby. Wish I had twins. I miss sleeping. I miss not having to take a speed shower.
Mm,
I miss not trying to balance food on my lap while I'm driving because I'm trying to be
yeah.
on time to drop them off and rush to get to
Yeah.
work. It's a lot. I mean, love them experience, but it's a lot.
Yeah. It's so funny. I just love the evolution of Kia, because when we first met, you were still hot girl summers and all that type of stuff. You was having yourself a blast, and I just watched. I said, I can't wait till she get
For all
herself
the listeners, he makes my hot girl summer seem like I was out there like really like Meg the Stallion it out here. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
No, I wasn't Meg the Stallion. No, no, ain't too many Meg the Stallions out here. But you know, you was chilling, and this is long before. And I hope Omar don't see me and punch me in the throat when I see him, because this obviously was long before him. And then once y'all got together, that was a wrap. And so,
But we're all talking about me and my evolution. Isn't your child about to graduate from college in a couple of weeks?
yeah. In May, yeah, my oldest is getting ready to graduate from college. She's getting a degree in marketing and film, and she has no desire at all to come touch anything that I'm doing in marketing and media. It is
I was
all
gonna
good.
ask people, what's the plan? But that's a private
Hey, you
conversation.
know, yeah, and she, you know, yeah, she's 22. We can all remember when we were 22, and we made some great decisions, and we made some not so great decisions, and we're still here, and we're good. So it's all good. It's all good. So married life. I see Mama Blanche is still hanging. Tell Mama
She's still
Blanche I
hanging.
says hello.
And
I s-
happy birthday to my mother-in-law. She's here today. Her birthday was today, and we took her. She got her nails done, pedicure, massage. Because most people aren't this lucky, but she actually
yeah.
watches our kids 2 days a week because
Okay.
childcare is out of this world. So we
Everything is
always
out
love
of this
her,
world
support
right
her.
now.
Yeah,
Everything is out of this world right now. I don't like this. I used to like this overlay. I don't know if I like it anymore. I got to sit
our
up.
heads got bigger. Is it me or did our heads get bigger?
I don't know. It's just I think you know. I guess I'll go back here. We'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, this is fine.
This is fine. So you know,
So what do we got? I'm ready. Oh, let's
yeah,
start with
yeah, yeah,
Kanye.
yeah. So we, you know, it's interesting because I always sit back, and this is like therapy for, I think, I know for me, I ain't gonna speak for you, but you know,
Me too.
yeah, because there's stuff that's always going on, and we kind of slowed down at the beginning of the Trump administration because I was just annoyed, and I was just like, I
Yes.
can't believe that this guy is the president, and I don't feel like talking to nobody about it. So
Yeah.
that's when I kind of started to slow down, and so then I said, all right, well. And then we started picking up, but let's get back into what we used to always do. Is the first time tuning into Life with Circle Radio, we grab headlines, subject matter off the headlines, we dig a little bit deeper into it. That's what we've been doing now for the better part of 10, 11, 12, whatever years. When we were on Blog Talk Radio, and it sounded like AM radio, but we had some hellacious guests next to because of you,
Absolutely.
girl. You was the super producer, boy. You was getting, and some of the people, um, like major players, like off the top of my head, Rob Markman jumps off my head, who's a
Slay.
major face in hip hop. You know, we had
That
Sweeney had
tech
Sweeney.
guy who's on the Today Show
Yeah,
occasionally.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mario Armstrong, Yo
Yep.
to the Noob, he was on the show. Shed, my man Shed G, always on the show.
Yep.
Shed is on a show with Mike Epps in Minneapolis. I think it's in April. So
Is it the one on Netflix right now? Is that his show?
I don't know. But it's a you know, tour, and Shed is on the
Oh, you mean a
flyer.
comedy show? I
A
thought you
comedy
meant
show.
the.
Yeah, yeah, no, no.
Okay.
He's on a comedy show, so he's going to be Mike Epps' headline, and Shed is going to be a part of that show. I'm so proud of my brother, man.
Is Shed the friend who's the body double for Medea, right? Which friend is
That
that?
that is correct. That is Shed
Okay.
G, and
Is he in Medea's homecoming?
he is he is Shed is in Medea's homecoming. That's right. I always think about you when I talk to Shed, because Shed and I have some real conversations about his experiences with those movies, and he knows I'm very transparent about it. Um,
That they suck.
I don't watch. I have great respect for Tyler Perry's business acumen, because I'm not gonna sit there and lie to people.
Absolutely.
People can go back and listen to past shows and me know that I used to have. I'll never forget. I wrote a
Yes.
blog about, you know, comparing Tyler Perry and Spike Lee, and Tyler
Yes.
Perry being
I
like a
remember those
McDonald's
shows.
double cheeseburger, and Spike being a steak, but knowing that steak got to be. But anyway, I have my way of. Tyler Perry is an amazing business person. I'm not running Netflix to go look at this movie. The only reason why I even thought about it was because my man Shed is in the movie as the body double. Anyway, yeah, he's still in there. And so yeah, so we've had some amazing guests over the years. So proud. People that I know that I'm connected to now because of our show over the years. So anyway, we're gonna get back into this. We're gonna get it serious. And here's what the thing has changed so much, kids. Since we started, we was doing it for the love. And now people do this stuff for real. Like, this is all they do.
This is what pisses me off. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say like bad words, but this is what pisses me off. Miguel and I were the originators of this. I know that's like, oh, she's just saying that to say that people. No. I'm not even joking. Back when Blog Talk
Oh, this stuff Wi-Fi is killing me right now. Go ahead. Start over. Go ahead.
We were the originators of this. Honestly, we were. Back when it was just blog talk, people just talking online, and YouTube was just becoming like a really big thing for influencers. It was me and Miguel every Wednesday, an hour. And I remember one day Miguel actually told me, he's like, hey, can you run the numbers? I don't think I'm seeing this right. Are we only getting 5 viewers a week? I was like, no, that number says 1,000. Remember that?
Right.
And you were like, no, it doesn't. I said, yes, that says
Yeah.
1,000 people every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
Wednesday are tuning in to watch us talk.
Yeah.
And then we had to stop. And I feel like that was the worst decision you and I probably could ever make in hindsight.
Yeah. And here's what makes it even worse, because we're both digital marketers. So.
Yes. And good at it too. We make good money doing what we do. Good money. If I could take this laptop up and show you around the wonderful home, Miguel just moved to Miami.
No, we're not in Miami yet. No, we are still. I'm still in Atlanta. Oh, that's a conversation offline. Miami is. I'm still in Atlanta. But go ahead. Oh, your Wi-Fi is bugging me today. What's up?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure why it is so bad. I might have to see what network I'm on.
Okay, go ahead and disconnect. Come back in. You know, it's fine.
Nope, I'm on the 5G network. This is as good as it's gonna get.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna get you. I'm about to mail you. I'm about to go on Amazon right now and send you an Ethernet cord. One of them long ones. So, what?
The funny thing is, guys, I'm stuck in the whole system in the house because I work from here. Like, I have a hero system around the house. We just got
No. Disconnect. Come back in. I'll wait. Disconnect. Come back in. We ain't. It is Sunday. We ain't got nothing but time. Go ahead, girl. Do what you got to do. There's no air. You know, do what you got to do. So as we were talking about, Andre Size, I know we getting it straight. My man Andre chilling too, is my Mississippi homeboy chilling in the DMV, and you know that's what it is when you live and die by the Wi-Fi. You live and die by the Wi-Fi. All right. So anyway, we're gonna get into this show as soon as we get. You jump in my. Here's the thing, bro. You jump in my mentions, in my comments. You getting called out. You getting called out, Mississippi, bro. That's my man right there. And so, as we're waiting for Kia to come back in, and she's coming back in now. There you go. Hello. All right. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, we're going to get into this thing. We're going to try to be as consistent as possible. We're both very busy. You know, 3 lovely kids, beautiful wife. Business is good down here. I'm not in Miami. That move has not been, you know, the job is the job, but the move has not been done yet. So we can talk about that offline. Trying to get me to come to Florida with no taxes.
We need to make a list of what's offline and what's for the show.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those offlines right now. But anyway, let's jump into this week. So we first thing you text me, you want to talk about good old Kanye. So, go ahead, jump into it. What's on your mind when it comes down to he's no longer Kanye West, because he even that delayed his divorce because he had Kanye West on the divorce papers, but he changed his name to Ye. Anyway, go ahead.
He works my last nerve, but that's not what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I think a lot of celebrities have come out. For those of you who don't know, there's no one who doesn't know that this man has been losing his mind on social media. He has been posting threats to Pete Davidson, her current boyfriend. He has been calling her out for having their daughter on social media. He has been saying that she abducted their child because he kept her from her 4th birthday. It's just been a bunch of silliness online. He'll put up a post, delete it. He even went to the judge and said, hey, I really want to file a motion so that none of my social media posts are used in the divorce proceedings. Good luck with that, because no. I would be like, no, sir, we're not doing that. And then his recent video that he had out with the game actually shows him in claymation, stop animation form, kidnapping Pete Davidson, decapitating Pete Davidson and then burying him. And people are saying, oh, it's just art, like jokes on SNL. I'm like, no, these are not the same things. And I want to talk about it because me and Miguel have unique perspectives when it comes to sharing children with somebody and then breaking up with them and having to move forward. What Kanye is doing is really inappropriate. If you don't want to call it stalking, fine, whatever. But what he is doing is really messed up, and he needs to stop. You should not be posting private conversations and threatening the new boyfriend and making claims the new boyfriend is walking around the house naked in front of your children. Like, he made that claim as well. Like, you cannot stuff like this.
You know, it's so funny when I think this is probably a text exchange with us, and you were talking about how I think it might have been a Facebook post, and you said we were slow. It was me and some other old heads. It was like, what's going on? Because of course I went to Kanye's Twitter to try. You
had no idea what was happening
because it wasn't there. Because then you was just like, oh, y'all are so slow. He puts it up and then he deletes it. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
And so Kanye is, and now there's a new documentary that just came out on Netflix. I think it's a 3 or 4 part documentary. His addiction to attention is so damaging, but then
it's pathological.
It's pathological, but it's profitable. It's extremely profitable, right? And so because of that, it's hard to get this guy to stop. Because, quite candidly, the last album I probably paid attention to Kanye was the one that he and Jay-Z did together. That was probably 8 or 10 years ago.
Watch the Throne?
Yeah, what is that, 8 or 10 years ago?
Maybe,
yeah. And so because I watched The Spiral once his mom died, right? And then, and it's kind of generational too. Now, my younger brother, who's around your age, he was talking about the documentary that's come out, and I'm gonna eventually get through it. But a lot of it I lived through. Relatively, right? I knew all this stuff about Kanye. And one thing that really annoyed me recently was that Matt Skills, who's a rapper / ghostwriter from the Richmond, VA area, he used to always do his annual wrap-ups, amazing work he did for many years. But a lot of people don't know that Matt Skills was a great ghostwriter. He wrote a lot of content for people. So he was in the mix. Matt Skills been in the mix for 20 plus years. And so he posted about how whack it was that Kanye went on Drink Champs, aka the Black Man's Gossip podcast, and and I can't sit through Drink Champs. They're too long. Nori's teeth are too big. And
no, you're right. It really is like it's like you know what it is. It's like Hoda and old girl in the middle of the day with their wine.
Except it's late night and it's weed and it's whatever.
But it's the same thing. Like,
it's the same thing.
Drinks and we're just gonna talk.
We're just gonna talk, right? And so Kanye was dogging Mos Def and Talib Kweli, and people who know me well. One of them, and I watching right now, my man Haran. What's up, buddy? We was real. Our music was tight. It was Native Tongue. It was Mos, it was Talib Kweli, it was that circle of that type of music. And when
those are the disciples, I call them the disciples of hip hop. Disciples.
Yeah, and then when it came down to that time when Rockefeller, when Dame Dash would not let Kanye spit on the mic, it was Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Pharoah Monch. It was that community of hip hop artists that said, come on, man. Yo, you dope. And at that point, Kanye was dope, right? Beat making, producing. He was putting out some amazing stuff. Now, he wasn't touching Jay Dilla. That's a different conversation for real hip hop heads to know that Jay Dilla was probably making better beats than Kanye. Yeah, I know. It's all good. It's
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, but so his music though. I promise you.
I will.
You don't.
I'm telling you, to start dogging me out.
Yo, we go. We gotta have the Gen X versus millennial conversation. It always slips in there because for you to sit up and say had that face when I say Jay Dilla, you're gonna have to go get your research. I'm gonna send you some Jazzy Jeff.
If we're gonna do the history of neo soul, I'm right there with you. But if we're doing like Jay Dilla and these magical names, I don't know.
But see, that's how Jay Dilla was actually a part of that neo soul movement. A lot of the work that was produced back in that time was produced by Jay Dilla.
Sir, I I do not. Don't start in the comments. Let's move past this thing and get this to keep focus on Kanye before they get on me.
We getting there. We getting there.
We'll circle back.
So circling back to Kanye. So the point is that before Kanye is who Kanye is today, you know, fashion dude. See, here's the crazy thing about last year. I want y'all to think about this about last year about Kanye. Kanye did Drink Champs. Kanye had the #1 gospel album, whether it was 2020 or 2021.
Kanye abandoned his family and moved to Wyoming.
All in the same year.
All in the same year.
All in the same year. And all my church friends out there who made Kanye West's gospel album #1 is your fault too. Because y'all was playing it. y'all remember when y'all was in the club, y'all said, well, Kanye done found the Lord. Kanye in the same year went from having the #1 gospel album to having strippers in his next videos. Kanye is still Kanye. Kanye playing everybody. Kanye said, okay, I'm gonna move over here because I can make money over here. Kanye came out here to the State Farm Arena here in Atlanta, walked around the entire stadium with a mask on his face, and made everybody listen to his album before it came out, and still held the album for another.
He's playing month. Black folks. This is what irks me about Kanye outside of what he's doing with the divorcing, and I know we'll get back to that. Yeah. He knows how to play Black folks, and I'm using the word folks for a reason. Yeah. Like he's playing some fiddle. I done went crazy, moved to Wyoming, abandoned my family like some raggedy hood rat Negro living in the pod projects. But if I make this great gospel album, they'll think, oh, he just went out there to find himself. He found himself. And now he's here for us, and he understands how important the Lord is to us. That whole, what was it called? Sunday service? Was it called Sunday service?
I don't know. I think so. I don't know.
But it was called Sunday service, and he would have like the whole gospel thing where he would remix secular songs and add Jesus twins to it. And everybody was like, look at this. This is such a wonderful piece of art. And so God, I was like, no, this is a joke. He's making a joke of something very important in the Black community. And that's God and religion. If you come on, Miguel.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm letting you finish your soliloquy.
That's my soliloquy, and I feel bad that people didn't see that. I saw it. We saw it.
Yeah, but I have not paid close attention to Kanye since the mid 2000s. I can't remember.
And Jay-Z tried to tell us.
Yeah,
Jay-Z and all that camp tried to tell us something. We couldn't really finish a tour because something was wrong and things got weird, so we had to cut it off, or something was going on there.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing, man. I just look at Kanye and I'm just like, and then the fact that this whole fashion thing, people out here wearing these Crocs and they spending $1,000 for some Crocs to get a guy from Walmart. Yeah, I mean,
oh Lord. As someone into fashion, and I know you're not a big fashion guy, but your wife is.
Yeah, she is.
When you see these oversized sweaters with the sleeve all hanging off, and they're in these dingy, you know, I use too much Tide. Like it was.
Yo, they just have to be back there laughing at us, man. Like, yeah, and it's so crazy now. You know, I used to be now. Don't get me wrong. Now, you know, when I'm ready, I get fly. I don't act like I'm just.
You do.
Whack dude.
You do.
I'm saying I can tighten it up a little bit. But, you know, I went out to go buy me a pair of jeans a couple weeks ago, man. And I saw a pair of Levi's that they wanted $240 for.
First of all, Levi's, sir?
$240 they wanted for some Levi's. They had some khaki joints in the Polo outlet. No, I'm sorry. The cargo pants at the Polo outlet were $240. The jeans at Levi's was $200. And I saw somebody else who posted something about some Levi's. They had the Levi tag on them for $2,000. I said, y'all people done lost y'all mind. So it's hard for me on one hand when people say that they're real broke. When the community say, man, we so broke and we can't keep no blah 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 blah. But I'm looking at cats who are spending, you know, I need to have a sound.
$800 for some Yeezys.
$800 for some Yeezys. I need to get a sound. My old man in the club, my old man get off my lawn sound, because I'm having a moment right now. But it's ridiculous. Really, you know, you spending $800. So for the audience, for the audience who have raised kids, that's the sound of some children's toys that are in earshot.
That's not even children's toys. That's my husband going in and out of the garage door. Like, dude, we talked about this. When I'm on the air, stay put. Just sit down. Watch the kids.
How you gonna make that man stay put? How about you learn how to turn the volume down on the door chime?
We have 2,100 square feet. You can sit in the living room and watch the giant 72-inch TV in the living room. Anyway, back to focusing on Kanye West.
So back to Kanye. So anyway, with Kanye, man, we got to make a decision that, and it ain't gonna happen. But I'm just somewhere. Sometimes people have to say, okay, I'm tired of Kanye. And then Kanye is because here's the problem with Kanye. Kanye can always go back to the old Kanye. We'll pay attention again.
That's the messed up part about it, is that Black people have the caring span of about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And right now, just to ease the conversation along, is that now Black women and women are having to fight against Black men who are always like, no, Kanye's a genius. You know, Kim was a hoe before. She should be lucky she got with him and this and that. And
we ain't doing that.
I'm like, are y'all serious right now?
We ain't doing
I'm sorry,
that.
what'd you say?
We ain't doing that.
We're not having that conversation, or Black men aren't really doing that on social media. Let's do this.
And Black women are not. First of all, Black women are contributing to the monster, which are the Kardashian family. So let's not act like that's not part of the challenge.
Black women are?
Black women ain't got nothing to do with the growth and the explosion of the love of the Kardashian family.
Absolutely not. No. Where do you live? What state do you live in? What country do you live in? Do you know? Can you not Kermit the Frog your drink while I'm talking? Like, what's happening? I don't think Black women have contributed.
Y'all need to own your contributions.
What have we contributed to?
Own your contributions to the Kardashian monster, which has been in our world for the last 20 plus years.
What contribution have Black women given? Honestly.
First of
now,
all,
if you want to say we've given her the blueprint on how to look body wise, and we absolutely have, because she's gotten the BBL and she's gotten the stomach thing, and she's got like she has used a Black woman to make her body what it is. Absolutely. But as far as supporting her, she's supported mainly by Black women, not Black women, by white women. No, by white women and Hispanic women and thoughts. I feel like she is.
Hold on. Thoughts is not a race. Thoughts are not a race. There are Black thoughts. Don't act like thoughts is a race, right? So
thoughts
don't act. No, you're not going.
Thoughts is a race.
All right. So anyway, getting back to Kanye, and we're gonna get off Kanye because it is what it is. You know, I really, you know, where he is now, he started to fade for a minute, and this whole situation now, he's got his divorce is final, and the whole Pete Davidson thing, and
divorce is not final.
It was like 2 days ago.
No, she filed to be considered legally single. That does not mean the divorce is final. It just means she's legally single.
Well,
it means that he can't bring up any relationships or crazy stuff in the court. They are still going through a custody issue, which I don't even know why he's filing for the custody issue. They're still going through a divorce.
So
I don't know why he cares so.
Let me back up. So you can be still married, but then legally be single, but still be married?
Yes, because when you're wealthy, like they're wealthy, like Bill and Melinda Gates, there's so much stuff to go through. There's so many assets to separate. There's so many things to double check. So while that process is going on, you can say, while y'all are figuring this out, can you just say I'm legally single? So if I choose to go and get engaged or get in another relationship or whatever, it's not going to be used in my divorce proceedings.
And see, this
I'm not a lawyer, but that's what I've read. That's what it means.
This is why broke people don't get married, and they just end up being.
No, this is why broke people don't get divorced. That's what this means. This is why broke people don't get divorced.
Oh man, y'all tune into Life on Circle Radio. I'm Miguel, Lord, that's Kia. Oh Lord, I almost said Gainey. I'm sorry, Omar. Kia Shakur. Y'all working on? Let me 5 years. Has it been 5 years?
We'll be 5 years, and see, I'm worse than you. We got married in August. Yes, we'll be 5 years in August.
All right. So anyway, and so we got a few people in the comments. We got a few people tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a minute since we've been on, and it won't be the last because it's time to get back on this regular scene. All right, let's move on. So we talked about Kanye. You want to talk about Bill Cosby? I'm not ready for that yet.
You're never going to be ready.
I'm not.
If you, for those who to see what he's talking about, one of the topics I wanted to bring up is for him to watch the Kamau Bell documentary on Showtime called "We Got to Talk About Bill Cosby." Once you watch those 4 hours, you're not going to be ready to have the conversation. My mom got through maybe 2 episodes and was so confused about why she didn't notice certain things. until they're like blatantly in her face in the documentary. She's like, why didn't we see this before? Why didn't we notice? So it's a lot. It's a really hard pill to swallow.
Well, yeah, Bill Cosby. It doesn't. Nothing that's happened with Bill Cosby surprises me. It's the issue with Bill is that I can listen to old Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby comedy sets, Red Fox comedy sets, Mom Mabley comedy sets, and it was obvious this stuff was going on. I don't know how, because I've never been in the drug culture, so I don't really get it. Drugging people to have sex with them and all this type of stuff. That was never me. That was never my crew. So, but I know people who live that life. And right now, the drug culture now is from my understanding is crazy.
It's different. It's a lot different. But even if let's say a lot of people out there like, oh, they're just going after black men. Watch The Secrets of Playboy and watch them dog the crap out of Hugh Hefner. I started watching that as well, and Hugh Hefner was a horrible human being. I mean, beyond.
And that doesn't surprise me. And I guess the challenge I run into sometime is that they have to have an audience. They have to have people who are willing to participate in that debauchery, right? And that doesn't absolve them of them being disgusting or whatever. But Bill Cosby, man, and I'll be right candid. I posted this other day just joking on my Facebook page, and I said something to the effect that if you're still using R. Kelly in your TikToks and Reels, I'm still judging you.
But it's got to be the same for Bill Cosby.
And you have to say that the same. You have to say the same for Bill.
What I will say though about the documentary, really quickly, the good news about Kamau is that he is really holistically looking at Bill Cosby, and it lets people know the reason why it's so hard for us to look at this and see this about Bill Cosby is because of all the amazing things he's done. They point out the donation to HBCUs, which I know we're going to talk about in a few. He talks about how he highlighted HBCUs, how he wasn't an OJ Simpson kind of, I'm not black, I'm OJ. No, OJ, Bill Cosby was a race guy, wouldn't want to promote black people. He's a
black excellence. He defined black excellence.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but it doesn't absolve you from sexually assaulting up to 64 women, including the gorgeous Beverly Johnson. Yeah. We can't say Beverly was lying.
I'm not even getting into who was lying anymore. The bottom line
we're gonna skip past this because it's gonna get really in the weeds.
No, because I don't want people to think that I'm dancing around this. Yes, Bill Cosby was the man. He defined our a lot of black folks' development, childhood development. There's a lot of people who went to black colleges because of a different world.
Because right? A different world, Hillman.
And so those memories you can't discount his contributions to that. And so to me, it is slightly hypocritical. I'll admit it. It's like, to me, this whole sexual nature of an R. Kelly was so blatant, because I remember when it was circulating around the tape where he was actually
yes.
And, right. And I remember when I had an opportunity to see that tape, and I literally got up and left the room. I said, I can't do this. He's doing what?
Yeah.
You don't have those tapes about Bill? And I guess maybe in my mind, that's where there's a difference.
They do.
You have
They do have those tapes, not in the documentary. In the Playboy documentary, apparently Hugh Hefner recorded everything in the mansion and has tapes of everything. And when they died, it went directly to his children, like his son or something. And his son's just like, no.
Hugh, we talking Bill now.
We're talking a lot of celebrity men. We're talking Jim Belushi. We're talking Don Cornelius. We're talking Bill Cosby. We're talking a lot of men he has actual videotapes of that his son just won't show.
Yeah. I believe it all could have happened. I just do. Because I know men, that would, So it's just a shame, man. The culture, there's been an evolution, and then with the generations where we're in now, I saw a video probably about a year ago with, what's my man's name from Richmond, Petersburg, actually, Trey Songz. Trey Songz, man,
You couldn't figure out who Trey Songz was? Are you serious?
Trey Songz. That
Trey
once again,
Songz
Gen X, millennials. Trey Songz is like, all right,
is
but
a
I'm not
rapist.
right. Trey Songz is
Trey Songz is a rapist.
that there's a lot of video but the videos I've seen of him being very disrespectful to women in clubs and everything else. I'm just like, bruh, okay.
On sets of videos, spitting in women's mouths.
Yeah. So,
and it makes me wonder what happens. And this is the bigger conversation, I feel like. What happens when you become famous? Does like some weird dark side of your brain go, oh, I can just turn on now and I can do what I want?
I think some of those people, that's how they got famous. And especially in the culture that we have today, these people a lot of them are not famous because they're great and talented as musicians. They are great public figures, right? You know what I mean? You look at some of the songs that are out there on the TikTok and you hear a 2 to 3 second clip of that everybody goes out here and does TikTok videos for, right? You listen to the real song of it, and the song may suck. The whole through 2 to 3 minute, 4 minute song may not be that great, but that one little clip that was clipped was grabbed. There's a song that was out last year where there was a little girl and she kept going, and it was like I kept hearing that all too much on TikTok. So then I saw her perform. I don't know what it was. It might have been a basketball game. They had her at the halftime. She was terrible. But
are you on TikTok?
No, the TikTok videos are on. They get reshared on Instagram and all that type of stuff.
You consume TikTok content? Are we not a little grown for this? I consume.
I do not. I consume Instagram and then some of that stuff. And Trey, I'll tell you, I have this thing about watching cats box. That's kind of funny to me.
I'm sorry. You say cats like box, like fighting?
Yo, you get yourself a couple of them cat videos.
No, we're not doing this today. We're gonna fast forward through Miguel's cat box. Cat
cats, man. They got hands, man. Cats really got hands. All right, so let's move on. Has New Edition been to Tampa yet?
I have no idea.
I mean, not Tampa, Orlando. I always want to have you in Tampa. See, once again, generational. Did you just say you don't care?
No, I like New Edition's music. I really do. But I'm not about to watch five old dudes on stage.
The way you just said that, I like New Edition.
I am not about to watch five old guys try to keep their breath control and sweat like they've just run a savage race on stage after 3 songs. Fat Bobby, I didn't like Fat 50 Cent at the Super Bowl. I'm not doing Fat Bobby. So I'm sorry. I love New Edition music.
Yeah.
No.
Now, let me just say that Fat Bobby has been entertaining, especially all the memes and things that they've been making, because we had really, really good seats. So Bobby Brown, we saw him in Atlanta. Bobby Brown did not sing 70% of the music, right? Because he could not get his breath. But I was so happy to see all 6 of them on the stage. The show was amazing. They took breaks. They had their own. But there's one video.
They took breaks. They needed them.
So there's a video.
Here's the funny thing. They'll do one song, and now they're dripping with sweat, and Bobby got his sweat rag, and he won't even give it to a girl in the crowd. He's like, no, I need this. Like, I'm not giving this to y'all. I need this. The
New Edition show was amazing. New Edition is the soundtrack of a generation, period. And I missed Jodeci. We were late. We are officially old heads because the show started on time. 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
If you were still in the parking lot trying to park, you missed Jodeci. So if anybody has not seen
the old head shows, they're like, we are starting at 8 because I want to be done at 10 because I want to watch Law and Order SVU in my hotel room. Like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. So Bobby, it was so funny, man. And it's so funny because you look at New Edition and you was just like, okay, the ones who have stood the test of time are BBD. Them boys knew they had to work. They've been touring for the last 30 years, no question. Dijon is on your neck. Don't mess around with her.
He is. I'm ignoring.
She was like,
no,
NE for life, But it was a great show. All right, so if you come to the town near you, like I said, don't be late because you're gonna miss Jodeci. And I think by the time they got to their 3rd show. So
Baltimore, was this like the Geezer Millennium Tour? Is that what this is supposed to be?
See, that's we're not going to take that disrespect because Y'all see the thing about it is that y'all have no loyalty. Y'all don't have nobody to be loyal to but Beyonce.
Yes,
That's where
we
every
do.
time,
Are you insane?
ain't
We
nobody
are
but
loyal
Beyonce.
to Anthony Hamilton, Music Soul
Anthony
Child,
Hamilton
Jill
ain't
Scott,
yours.
Erykah Badu.
Neither is Music Soul Child. Music Soul
They
Child
are
is Gen
mine.
X. Gen X.
No.
Music Soul Child is Music Soul Child is Gen X. Music Soul Child been out.
They all got famous. Neo Soul was hot when I was in college. That means it's my generation. Whatever was going on while you were in college means it belongs to you.
Neo Soul started popping by 94, 5. You were not in college.
Negro, did you just lie? You just lied in front of a whole people. 94?
95, maybe 96. Very latest 97. Nope. Neo Soul was popping. Nope. Okay. Nope. Okay. Okay. I want you to look up Maxwell's first album. I want you to look up.
Here's
what I want you to look up. Look up Love Jones soundtrack. Love Jones soundtrack. While she sits up here, while my people in here. Love Jones soundtrack came out. What year?
No. You cannot count when it started. You have to count when it got hot. That's what Wikipedia does. Not when it started.
Nobody care about no Wikipedia.
Popular. Oh, he about to move the goalpost.
I ain't moving no goalpost. What is Wikipedia telling you? Well, let me see what lies Wikipedia is telling as I open up my laptop and as all my people know it can verify.
Says it started in the early 80s and early 90s. Did not get popular until the late 90s. That would make it 99, 2000. That would make it mine.
No.
We're about to lie.
Sorry, Neo Soul is not yours. No. Because the hottest soundtrack.
Oh, wait.
The hottest,
you know who they're including in this? So wait. But they're including people that shouldn't be in it.
Okay, and what does that mean?
They're including Prince and Sade.
Sade and Prince, especially Sade, is the genesis
Sade
of Neo
maybe,
Soul.
but Prince?
Yes.
Sade maybe.
Yes, but
and
definitely Sade.
Mainstream breakthrough. 1997 to 2003, which still is mine.
It's not. I was in the club in 97. I was out there with all of the. Shout out to my peoples with the Fuzz Band I was just chatting with them online recently when they were doing their Fuzzy Wednesdays, and when I saw Jill Scott.
2000, D'Angelo's release of his second album Voodoo. That is when they're starting it as the height of hype.
Voodoo is not even D'Angelo's first album.
Well, they're saying it here.
You need to get off Wikipedia and talk to somebody who know what he's talking about.
Then Jill Scott, then India.Arie, then Music Soul Child, then Alicia Keys. I still don't like she's counted in that, but whatever.
Look up Love Jones soundtrack and tell me what year it came out.
Ooh, you know who they have in the Neo Soul era? You gonna be mad.
Who?
Old boy from who was married to that black actress who can't act. What's her name? His name? White boy.
Oh, John B.
Wrong white boy.
Oh, you talking about Robin Thicke?
Robin Thicke. They got him on here.
Nah, Robin Thicke still had long hair riding a bike when Neo Soul first.
And by the way, Robin Thicke, the thick really applies right now.
I don't even know what that means.
He's fat.
Oh.
Let's move on. Anyway, what was the topic we were going to anyway before we got off?
When you had me over here trying to claim Neo Soul when you were still had your little pigtails. And you was in Florida anyway. You know y'all was listening to Luke when y'all wasn't supposed to be listening to Luke down in Florida. Y'all wouldn't think about no Neo Soul. Stop it.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get a black eye from my mom for listening to Luke. Like I'm playing like
so anyway,
Bel Air, New Bel Air.
Yo, are you watching that? So we're gonna talk about now the shows we're streaming, and right now the top of the list is the New Bel Air. Let's talk about New Bel Air. Go ahead.
So New Bel Air, everybody knows this. It's on Peacock. It's actually produced by Will Smith, who was the original Will in the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Right. They went from it having being a comedy because now it's more of a drama with a whole new cast of characters on Peacock. And it is getting rave reviews. And I thought the Black community was going to be a little like iffy, but people are tuning in. But what I'm going to need to happen is please stop putting Michael Ealy in TV shows and movies as the guy who ruins marriages or the light-skinned guy who pops up making the googly eyes. Like,
he's such a home wrecker. Homeboy is such a home wrecker.
He's a professional home wrecker.
Yo, for real. When she walked in, and for people, this is spoiler alerts, and I don't like to spoil, but if you ain't watch it, go stream it on Peacock. When 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 Phil walked in and old boy was in a different part of the house in the art gallery, like homeboy, the party over there. That's like he might have got a gut punch right there in a tight vest
But isn't he
because
tired of playing this role? Isn't Michael? Aren't you tired
evidently
of being
not
the
that
light
he
guy?
he loves being typecast as a light skinned home wrecker. You know, he's had a few
Ugh.
BET movies where he's been the stalker and some other stuff, and so he seemed to like
He's
that
had
role.
some mainstream movies where he was the stalker. Two. One had Sanaa Lathan in, and he slept under her bed.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking Beyonce was in that movie. It's another.
No, you're
stalker
thinking of Idris when she was in the.
movie. It was.
They're all the same movie. Anyway, Bel Air is
They're
really
all
cool
the same
because
movie.
we have some really great acting in it, and the woman
Yeah.
who plays Aunt Viv is getting. Every time I check on Twitter, everybody's like, "This Aunt Viv is the Aunt Viv we need. She's super smart and but sassy and got it together." A lot of people. Am I frozen again? Oh, sorry.
No,
and then people are not a big fan of this version of Carlton. And I've seen a couple of snippets of episodes, and when I saw the new Carlton, I'm like, "Ooh, I don't like it." Like I get it's supposed to be a darker
have you
version.
seen it? Are you watching it yet?
Not as a regular. I'm catching snippets when I can in the car, washing dishes, stuff on YouTube. But I did see the one where Carlton is snorting cocaine. I was like, oh no, I don't like it anymore. I'm sorry.
So he's actually snorting. At least they say he's snorting Xanax because he has a problem with anxiety, right? So I want to go back to, for people who may not know, the genesis of why we now have a dramatic play on this show that everybody loves. Our kids love it. My 9 and 10-year-olds have rediscovered the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they love the show. There was some guy, and I got to find his name, who put out a YouTube video, which was a dramatic play on the Fresh Prince.
I remember this. Yeah.
And this was probably 3 or 4 years ago. And it was so good that Will Smith was like, I love it. Let's do it. Right. And what I love about this show is, and when we come back on next week, hopefully you've been able to knock out a couple of episodes, because
I will.
It's really good. It's like it. And here's the thing: it doesn't surprise me because we're talking about Will Smith, one of the biggest movie stars of the last 30 years, right?
But he makes crap movies too. Genesis Man, not like he's making the best decisions out here. I mean, Genesis Man was pretty bad.
Let's
that
not
one
act,
with the son was pretty bad.
Let's not act like for like 10 summers, every movie that Will Smith released was number one. It was the biggest box office draw, and he was getting $20 million a movie.
Oh, side note, they're coming out with a new I Am Legend, and guess who's going to be in it?
Michael B. Jordan.
Freaking can't act Michael B. Jordan. Oh, people, you guys don't understand how much.
You don't like Michael B. Jordan?
We've had this argument already. We're just gonna have it again.
You didn't like him as Killmonger? You didn't like him as Killmonger?
No.
Hold on, I gotta.
You know what? Let me stop. I liked him as Killmonger because he was. You know who he was? Yeah. He was a kid he played from The Wire grown up. Congratulations. Ooh, that's really stretching your acting talents, isn't it?
Hey man, we don't expect much out of actors anymore.
And before you guys think I'm hating on black actors, I feel the same way about Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, who's always playing the sexy assassin.
Yeah, I don't.
We've lost all our viewership based on my recent comments.
Everybody's gone. It's like she's crazy. What's wrong with her, Miguel? Who you got on this show? Yes, this is Kia.
But anyway, as far as Bel-Air, I'm definitely gonna watch it because I like the fact that it's not like they just did a remake. You know, they're just always like
yeah. And so what they've done is that for people who are hardcore Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fans, there are going to be scenes that are going to remind you of the way it was in the original, but it's all done with dramatic effect, right? Everybody's amazed. You know, Uncle Phil was a big fat guy. He was still really, really, really well respected, but he was, you know, everybody in this joint, you know, Uncle Phil.
Guys, it's on the Peacock Network. I've seen a couple people comment. It's on the Peacock Network, so you do have to get Peacock. I know everybody's tired of them putting everything on different streaming services. It's super annoying, but it is exclusively on Peacock.
Yeah, do like us. We end up with, you know, get yourself a streaming joint, and then you just add up all these other networks. You still back to what you was paying with DirecTV. Oh, I just had a personal moment. But anyway, it's really good. It's really good. The characters all have more depth. It's not a sitcom, so it's not pretty much in one location, which in a sitcom, people don't know the production style where you only have one house and different rooms of the house. No, this is a produced drama, so there's you know, going to the school and the whole Philadelphia from the beginning. You got to see because, you know, and remember, it was just the whole thing about Philadelphia was just one little, the whole.
One little incident, and then when you
Right.
watch the trailer in the show, it wasn't no one little incident. It was
No.
like some major.
No, it was a major incident. They did a great job of casting people from Philadelphia, so it feels very Philadelphia from the beginning. You get an opportunity to see Philly in the first episode. It's excellent. It really is. It really is. So as we talk about different things that we should. So what are you streaming right now? What are you watching?
So I watched the Bill Cosby thing. I watched the Tinder Swindler. I'm hoping everybody watched it. You need to watch it. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh so hard.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Is it another? See, I'm having.
It's one. It's just one episode.
Okay, all right. See, this whole picking up another series stuff. I can't keep picking up these series.
I watched the Anna Delvey story on Netflix, but I was heavily into that, like podcast and news stories about that. That's the one about the girl Anna Delvey, the one who scammed all the rich people in New York. It's a Shonda Rhimes production.
Oh, that's the one with the girl who plays in Ozark.
Yes, it's that girl. Yeah, and it's really good. It's based on a real true story. I streamed that. That had me. It was again another one of those stupid white people situations, but it was good to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other stuff we are streaming right now. That's really it. I'm trying to think of what's new. Oh, everybody, please watch Abbott Elementary.
Oh my God, Abbott Elementary. Oh my God. So let me tell you about quick Abbott Elementary story, right? So first of all, one of my best friends is a teacher, been a Philadelphia teacher for the last 20 years. So from Philly. So immediately when I watched the first episode, I hit her up. I said, yo, are you watching Abbott Elementary? She was like, yes, and it is so true.
It's hard for sitcoms to really take people's attention these days where there's so much reality TV and all these murder crime stories. But Abbott is so core. It's so funny. Written by a Black woman. She used to work on the Insecure set with Issa Rae and came over here.
Okay.
And the story is hilarious and it's relatable. All the teacher friends I have, they say this is exactly how we feel. We love our jobs. We hate the school some days because they don't give us what we need, but they make it really funny. And shout out to the kid, not kid, he's a grown man now. Everybody hates Chris, who's grown up now.
And So here's my funny Abbott Elementary story. The Janelle James, who plays the principal, we've been Ava.
You know Ava?
So I know her. Facebook know her. So I Facebook know her because I know some people in the industry, and so she's a comedian. She's a comedian. So nobody knew her. She was a writer, ghost writer, comedy writer, whatever. And she started posting. She said, "Hey, I got this new show coming on Abbott Elementary. Y'all check it out." Her Facebook posts are hilarious. She's one of those. I'm in her algorithm, so I get all her posts. And so I said, "Well, all right, I'll check it out," because first show I was like, "Yo, this is hilarious."
It is so funny.
And it also is a little bit of a story of, as you mentioned, the lead actress, and her name's escaping me right now. She's the executive producer and lead actress. Quinta Brunson, something like that.
Quinta Brunson. I think it's Brunson.
Quinta Brunson. She started off as a social media skit writer, and she did all that cool stuff. And so that's another. There are people who watch these skits sometime when I'm just feel like watching just stuff to laugh, and some of it's just dumb, but then some of it is really good. That's the next thing, man. When you're trying to fight and claw and scratch to get into the game, this game is all about now. Will you get clicks? Will you get likes? Will people view if they put you on? And they put her on, and it's really working.
But if you don't have that after, because people watch stupid stuff, if you don't have the real talent, it fades away.
Oh, no, sure, it fades away.
Or you'll make a mistake and people be like, well, it wasn't really worth it in the beginning. He made a mistake. He said the N-word online. We'll just toss him off to the side. But Quinta, Issa, they've really taken because Issa had Awkward Black Girl.
Yep.
That was on YouTube. Yep. She also has.
Now she has a great production company.
Giants. She has Giants, which actually stars. Giants is on YouTube. It actually stars a kid I went to college with. And he was on the last episode of Insecure and then directed the Insecure documentary. So it's big things. But anyway, back to Abbott Elementary. When that white teacher took her earrings off and handed it to that child, I was like, oh, this is my show. This is my jam. He was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Nisi,
yeah,
you
yeah.
hold these. I was
Yeah,
like, yes.
yeah, yeah. So that's a great show. I love, and I guess now I tried to watch Grand something. It's on NBC. It's a black ensemble
Oh,
cast.
Grandview, where the black friends all like wine. I couldn't.
I watched one
I
episode.
couldn't.
I couldn't do it. The writing was so terrible. It was
The
like
writing is really bad.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it's so terrible. So what? So you're not watching any of the Power stuff?
Have you lost your rabbit ass mind? Are you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you just cuss on a Sunday? What is that noise back there? So you
Oh my
not
god, I just said that because no, Power Force, the Power book. First of all, I know for a fact the new one with the white boy who
Force.
Force.
Yeah.
They say that one is so bad. It's almost like the writers were like, let's just throw stuff out at this point. It doesn't even matter. Everybody will watch it. Like I don't watch any of that stuff. None of it. I don't find it entertaining. I don't appreciate it. I'm
I'll admit,
good.
I admit that I'm watching it. Force is
Ugh.
bad. Force is bad, and you know me. I kind of look at things in the business itself excites me, right? The fact that once again Courtney, whatever her name is, who was the creator of that whole series, um, she did a great job of. It's almost like an adult soap opera, right? Because it's always these nuances of the storyline, and she was the purveyor of that. I know, I get it. Hey, it is what it is. The pandemic had me locked up in the house. I just got used to just, Trey and I just like that's our
That's
happy
what it
time.
was.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. I think the pandemic had people locked up in the house and they were just like,
yeah,
I'll watch anything because I'm in here and I watch everything on Netflix.
yeah,
Let me just buy the Stars Network. So
yeah,
everybody got into shows they would never get into. And
yeah,
weird story, the guy who plays Tommy in Power, the white guy,
yeah.
actually had the opportunity to be opposite of Anthony Anderson in the Law and Order reboot that they just brought back. He
Okay.
turned it down to stay on Force. How do you turn down Dick Wolf money to stay on Stars?
Yeah, that's not a smart move. That because yeah, I didn't know that part of the story. Because it's funny, I did want to go to that because I find it Anthony Anderson is so hot right now. The fact that before the last episode of Black-ish finishes, he's
He's
already
on Law and Order.
he's already gone from ABC to NBC. He's on Law and Order and he's keeping it moving. But yeah, I didn't know that because Force is
Because even worse,
not
that
good.
guy, that actor, Tommy's actor, had been on 2 episodes of Law and Order SVU. He was already in the universe.
Mm,
He played a guy who had actually been sexually assaulted by his cell block mate and became like
mm,
trauma bonded with him and
okay.
was like kind of like his slave or something. And he was in 2
Yeah.
episodes. And he was really good in that. So once you're in the Dick Wolf universe, anything is
Yeah.
possible. So
Yeah.
why would you turn that down to go be on Power and
Come
Force?
on, you got 50.
Why?
50 make you believe you're the best thing in the world until you
And
don't.
now 50 is mad at Stars. Isn't he like
50
fighting with Stars?
man, stop it, man. Man, don't get me started on 50 Cent.
We
Please
got
don't.
7 minutes left. So
Yeah.
what you got?
50 Cent is I once again I try to separate the business. And here's a funny thing. Next to the original Power, I'd like his story, the one they did on him and his character, second best. So they did one called Raising Canaan.
Yes,
So
I'm familiar with the names of the shows. Yes.
okay, so they did Raising Canaan, which of course it went back to the time I grew up. So it was all 90s, it was all the fashion, everything,
Mhm.
whatever. But the character that Anika Noni Ray played, Anika Noni Ray, is that right? The one who
Nick
put
and Rose.
Rose.
Thank
Anika
you.
Noni
Yes.
Rose. And that Ray didn't make sense to me. Rose. She played a character that was his cousin. And she was only in maybe 5 episodes of the Power series. But the Kanan character didn't fear anybody except for her. So what they did was they went back in the origin story, and she was a main character in the origin story. So that's what made it very interesting because there was some issues with, the father and abusive father, and and she fell in love with a girl and up down on the drugs that she got from her, and they did a good job of that story. You can tell with Force that Courtney, forgetting her name, ain't on this show. You can tell
Yeah,
because she
whoever
did.
the showrunner
I think it's Courtney
doesn't
Kemp. Is it
care.
Courtney Kemp? I think Kemp's her last name. What she did was she just got to deal with Netflix, and so even though she's listed as a
Bye bye
creator,
Stars. Bye bye. Bye bye, stars.
she just got it, yeah. And so now she's no longer running the show, and you can tell. It's just like they just throwing stuff up against the wall, hope it sticks, type
That's
of
what I
thing.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
When nowadays, when we were hoping that black writers and showrunners would get the opportunities, these networks, when they see a good one, they're just like, no, come over here. We'll pay you whatever you want. Doesn't even
Right, because
matter.
that's what it's all
Come over
about.
here.
That
Come
coming
over
back
here.
to the conversation we've had, and I don't know if we've talked about this in the show because we've been on and off so much, but the whole thing with Monique and Monique being mad with the networks and she not getting her. The bottom line is, Dave Chappelle got the money he got because people subscribe to Netflix because of Dave Chappelle. There's an audience
Absolutely.
that will subscribe because ain't nobody running to nothing to subscribe because of Monique. So
And no offense to anybody who watches the show. We're not saying Monique's not funny. I mean, I
yeah,
am, but I'm just jealous. But like, it's just who's running to go watch a show Monique is in? Is anybody running to do that?
right, right, and that's your challenge. Monique is funny, no question. Uh, but she burned a lot of bridges, and we kind of devering, but she burned a lot of bridges. But the bottom line was, it was easy in this algorithm-driven culture to say, "Sorry, Monique, we can put your specials up, and nobody's watching, so we're not going to give you $50 million like Dave Chappelle because no one is going to come run to our network because of you."
And it's funny because now they're saying that she was saying, it's racism and sexism. Is it racism when Shonda Rhimes, Bridgerton was a smash hit.
It's hard to scream racism when you have Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and Shonda Rhimes and Kerry Washington and so many black creators that
Oh,
are
and
on.
what's her name? Gay woman, Wanda. Wanda Sykes special
Wanda
was
Sykes.
amazing.
There's so many people who are out there that have used that they've given contracts that's going to fall on deaf ears. And so if she didn't, in a combination, burn the black creators, kingmakers and queenmakers bridges with burning Tyler Perry and burning Oprah Winfrey and Lee Daniels and all these folks, then people probably would have responded differently. All right, let me see. Before we jump up off here, let me see. Make sure. I think we touched everything. One thing we didn't talk.
HBCUs are
Yeah,
awesome.
we HB got my HBCU grad shirt
I
on
don't have mine
today.
on, but apparently there is a huge surge in people loving and appreciating HBCUs.
Yeah.
HBCUs are getting buku money out here, like Magic City, money just raining down. Like that's
It's
how
all
it is
it's
right
all
now.
it's all relative though. I it's very relative, and we better make
What does that,
sure what, huh?
what does that mean?
Well, because quite candidly, it's white guilt, and
Oh,
that is something that white corporate guilt. Now we've been doing this for years. The black
okay,
HBCU
but does
graduates have.
Beyonce have white guilt?
What do you mean?
Beyonce recently, after her homecoming performance, has donated millions of dollars to these
Oh well,
HBCUs as
no,
well.
Beyonce, we will probably look at Beyonce's as being more genuine. What I mean is that
Got
when
it.
you have, the NBA, I would see is relatively genuine because you got so many black folks in the Players Association that are running it, and so many black players. NFL, all these corporations,
Yeah.
they're finally here. But here's the thing. Here's what we know. We all know many people who are work for these major corporation Fortune 500 companies that are in HR, that are in marketing. They've been there for
Yes.
years, and they're HBCU graduates, and they've been
Yes.
telling them for years, guys, go to these schools. There's a lot of talents, a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of potential. So now you've seen a lot of goodwill. They're throwing money at HBCUs, and God bless our vice president, Howard University alumna, and so. But we better, hey, and I'm gonna say this, I'm seeing this with my work and feeling the work I'm doing with the Black Chambers and others. There's grant money out there. There's scholarship money for kids that's riding on the vine because
Yeah.
our black businesses, our paperwork is not together. Our kids are not going after these scholarships. And if you give them 2, 3 to 5 years of data that says we put the opportunity out there and these black folks didn't take advantage of it, they're going to take that money and put it right back into the general fund. So
Yeah.
Donald Trump, the stink of Donald Trump is, hopefully we haven't gotten to politics today. We'll do that next show maybe. And hopefully your people will sit up here and decide they're going to find somebody else to run against Biden in 2 years. But
I, I,
right.
this look of disgust you see, and we will talk about this next week. Being a Republican right now, I don't even know what to say half the time. It's just like, I don't even know what happened. It went from where Black people can kind of be like, oh, I get why you're a Republican. I kind of get it. And now it's just like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's broken in your brain?
You
It's like
still
nothing.
you still claiming it? You still claiming it?
Absolutely. I'm still claiming it. I still respect Republican values. It
Mhm.
just seems like there's maybe because even you had the black Republican we had on a little while ago. It just seems like
Mhm.
it's me and him and 10 other people. It's just that group
But
of
see,
people.
you need to go get up in Candace Owens' face and just jab her in the throat. I know she's much shorter than
I
you.
can't jab a pregnant woman in the throat. She's
Is she
pregnant
pregnant
again.
again?
Pregnant again.
Oh, well, see her in 8, 9, 10
And,
months.
and by the way, and this is gonna sound so messed up. So is
Just
it
so y'all
really
know, we're
her
joking. We're
kids?
really not gonna jab Candace Owens in the throat. That's the disclaimer.
Not until she gives birth.
Okay.
So like her kids are super light skinned. Like they look white. And she's black, like black like me. So unless she had like some weird egg donor sperm combo thing, like how did that work out? Because I have 2 kids who are brown. Not as brown as I'd like, but they're brown. They're brownish.
Hey man, that's
Brown
it's the
adjacent.
roll of the dice. You know what I mean? Whatever those X and Y chromosomes and genes want to
Let me
do.
tell you, when my kids popped out, I kept saying, eventually their black hair will come in. It'll be a little kinky curly. Those days have not happened yet. My daughter's hair is so Indian thick, straight,
Yeah,
a little wave in it. And I'm like, when
yeah.
is it gonna like
It's not
what
gonna
if I
happen,
tease
sis.
it?
You married a beautiful Indian brother, so
I
it
did.
is what it is. And that's not even
I
the
can't
issue.
even keep a braid in it. I won't even hold a braid, Miguel.
I'm not having that black hair conversation because with y'all, I'm not doing it. I'll find somebody else to come have that conversation with you. It won't be me. Uh, so anyway, but what were we talking about before we just got derailed? Oh, the HBCU piece. Hey,
HBCUs.
we gotta make sure that take advantage of it, guys. I'm seeing opportunities in the black business space. I'm pivoting some situations with my business. I'm not letting this money ride on the vine. If I can't
And
get
even
it, I'm gonna
athletics.
find
Deion
athletics.
Sanders changed the
The
game.
whole thing, what he's done at Jackson State, the MEAC conference, which both FAMU now being in the SWAC, your alma mater now being in the SWAC. You know, my conference, Norfolk State being in the MEAC, and we're struggling to try to figure out because Hampton and went from one conference and now they dragging and people over to the CAA, and A&T is doing the same thing, and it's tearing the MEAC apart, and it's, but the SWAC is going to be the beneficiary with that. But yeah, athletics is a big thing. Black women is America's darlings right now. You know, there's a lot of opportunity out there, a lot of corporations. You're seeing a lot of black businesses, products are getting on the shelf. What? I'm in the middle of a diatribe right now, and you over there giggling. What's up?
Yes,
What?
black women are doing an amazing job, but a lot of them are still single and alone with no kids. And I
Different.
really
That's
would
a
like
different conversation. We're talking
that's
business right now. We're talking
I
the success
apologize.
of business. Black women. Every corporation out there has got some money waiting for you if you're in business. Go find it.
No, hold on, wait a minute. I'm sorry. This Red Bull and tequila done kicked in. Black women, I really want to see you guys out on the courses more. It was so sad for me yesterday being at Savage Race and being the only black woman there. I was
First
so
of all, black women don't know what the hell you talking about. What is savage race? What is
so
that?
competition races like the Tough Mudder, the Savage races with the
Okay.
obstacles, like the fun runs, all that
Okay.
stuff. I'm always the only black woman. And it
Mhm.
annoys me so much when I don't see my other sisters out there like competing and want to get out
Mhm.
there with me. And it's just
You got you
sorry, that
get
just makes me sad. It made me sad yesterday where I pointed out to all of my white team members running and they
uh-huh.
looked around, they're like, oh my God, you're right. Like now they're just trying to black people spot. They're like, look, there's a black guy. I'm like, yeah, he's with that white woman he's running with. They got the matching wedding band things. Yeah.
So how about you start your own little Facebook group or something about black mothers? Because here's the thing: one of Tracy's friends is a black mother. She does that.
Oh
She
yay.
um she uh um she actually was a rugby player at West Point. So yeah. So I
Nice.
have to connect you guys. She's in DC, but maybe we
Absolutely.
got that going on. We'll
Because
make
all
that
the
connection.
black men, they were all with white women, all of them.
Can we
All
not
of
have
them.
that conversation today?
We can rap whenever you're ready.
You not with a black man.
Black adjacent. He's black adjacent. Omar, come here. He's dark skinned.
Yeah.
He's dark skinned.
I'm going to reach out to our girl. Let me get our girl back on. We're gonna get our girl back on. And
don't you dare say her name. Don't you dare not beyond black and white hoe. Like, please, not her. That was a horrible.
So see now we're still referencing her as the black and white. So I guess you're not ready to have her on the show. So anyway,
I'm not ready to give her like the cheer. She's gonna be like, "See, you're not with the black man, and look at you." Like,
she's definitely, yeah.
Not ready for that.
Yeah. So, Life Full Circle Radio, you've been tuning in. We've been having a ball today.
It was fun. I missed this so much.
As always, we're gonna get it back going. Make sure I'm considering a couple platforms we're gonna probably expand to. Told you about fan base. I'm gonna have some conversation with them. We're probably gonna move this show primarily to YouTube because I think there's an opportunity for us to grow better over there.
Yes,
and potentially grow some revenue. Because here's the thing. So everybody out here hanging out with us today, y'all going to be following us on YouTube. That's where we're probably going to take the show primarily. So
and don't be surprised if you see a link for our Patreon link.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Patreon or buy me a coffee or whatever. We're going to do some different stuff and give y'all an opportunity. And maybe some, there's a lot of opportunity out here now, guys. And we may do some tutorials because both, like I said, Key and I are both digital marketing professionals. And so there may be some opportunities.
Do you still have the original downloads of Blog Talk Radio? Because that content was so good. I'm willing to throw that out there on YouTube just to let people know we've been doing this for a long time.
Some of it is on my YouTube page where I re-uploaded some content. There may be some stuff we'll repurpose, and I've got it on my drive somewhere. Some great content. We have some great content over the years, and so we'll start reaching back out to some of those folks. Because here's the thing: we were doing it. People was calling on the phone, and Saturday mornings, and so now we can log in through whatever Zoom or FaceTime or like this platform that we're on here, and do some really dope. See how my little camera. See how if I can do a little product thing now. So if I wanted to showcase a product.
Look, I got a better light. Look, you can see it. I got a better light.
Thank God. My God, girl. I'm like, you're a professional, and you be up on these streams all the time, and you still out this joint with a lamp. I'm like, girl, you don't get yourself a real light.
Oh, don't be smart, the lamp.
All right, sis, love you. Tell Omar I said what's up, and kiss the babies for me. And so this is, and don't let me forget, this is hashtag 50 summer. Because I'm turning 50 this summer.
I know. And we're celebrating it by getting you into the beach body stage. Like, what's happening?
You mess around if you want. You run up on all
I am not contributing to this.
Boy, it's 50 summer. You better follow me, Miguel Lloyd Inc. on Instagram. And you're gonna
be like at 50 cents where all of a sudden you're coming down from a ceiling and trying to do
I don't know what you just said.
I know we have to go, but weren't you shocked at Fat 50 at the Super Bowl? Weren't you like, why Fat 50?
So here's the thing. Yeah, I don't know what that was. But see, and 50 wasn't on the bill. They told us everybody else was going to be there. Then all of a sudden I see 50 hanging upside down. I said, that's how 50 like, okay, I'm going to put y'all in the next power joint. Because that's so funny. They said the only one on that stage that did not have a job with power was Dr. Dre. Everybody else there has been on something in power. Yeah.
Eminem too?
Yeah. Eminem was on BMF, which is the show he did about the drug card, the Black
Mafia family.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because he played somebody I've heard people talk about. I think he's called White Boy Rick or something.
Yeah. White Boy Rick.
But
that documentary is good too.
Eminem's 50 years old. He's playing a teenager. But it was a quick cameo. But yeah, no. So yeah, it's 50 summer, hashtag 50 summer. I'm gonna start posting some of my Peloton rides and all that. Don't make your eyes big again.
Okay, I gotta go, guys. I love you. My mother is calling.
Hey, Miss Blanche. All right, I'm gonna send the invitation. So we got a party coming up. Y'all gonna have to come. Y'all gonna have to come to Atlanta for the party. All right, peace and love, everybody. We talk to y'all next week.